What's up, guys? So, I've had a couple of people ask me about rebuilding the OCC coil heads from the Kanger sub-tank mini, sub-tank, and sub-tank nano to use nickel wire. I've heard it doesn't work on the sub-tank full size because of something with to do with that spring, but I only have the mini and it works phenomenally. I know that Vapor Shark has put out OCC coil heads, but from the people I've talked to that have used them, so they're kind of crappy. So it's super easy, and it performs. As you can see, that's a I don't know if that'll read out. It'll probably be backwards because I'm using my phone because I'm not all high tech. But anyways, that's basically coming out at 0.12 ohms. I've got it at 550 degrees Fahrenheit at 25 watts in my vapor flask. So I thought I'd just shoot a quick video. It's not going to be all professional and awesome. It's going to be crappy, but you'll get the point. It's super easy. So anyways, so what you'll need, I use precision screwdriver. This is a 1/8 inch. I have a drill bit that is the exact same size. Of course, our coil head that's been disassembled. And to do that, all you have to do is pull the bottom little pin out and a little rubber grommet and yank the coil out from the bottom or the top, doesn't really matter. I found that you'll sometimes get little shards of cotton stuck in there, and you kind of just gotta go and pick it out. It's kind of a pain in the ass the first time, but then it's all good afterwards. And then and then you need about, I don't know, 6 to 8 inches of nickel wire. Now I'm using 28 gauge. And I just run my fingers across to kind of straighten it out. And we're going to do a spaced coil. We're going to do 10 wraps. We want to get these as even as humanly possible. We'll scrunch them when we're done. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Pull those leads down nice and tight. And then we'll just take the coil and we'll pinch it up against the base of the screwdriver. And what you should have when you're done should look something. If I can get this to focus. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's kind of spaced out. Not super spaced, but just kind of spaced. So then what we're going to do, now this, obviously I could have used less wire, but whatever. We're going to take the longest lead. You can trim this if you want. I'm lazy and I don't care. And we're just going to fit both leads down into the body of our coil from the top down. Now one thing that does make it a little bit easier is if you kind of, maybe I will cut this just to make life easier on myself. I want to make sure both ends come out the bottom. And you want to pay attention to what side they're on, mainly because it's going to make it easier when you position the coil. So we're just going to kind of gently push that in there until we get it even with the holes on the outside of the coil. Then we're going to take that drill bit that we had. We're going to slowly, gingerly, because remember this is nickel wire, work our way into the coil with the drill bit and out the other side. And what that'll do is it'll hold it nicely in place for us. Now, we want to know where our leads are. This is important. It doesn't matter which lead you use, but it is going to impact the way the coil sits. So, based on the nature of where my leads want to go, I'm going to choose this one to go underneath the grommet. So I'm going to pull that one up nice and tight. And I'm going to find my little rubber grommet. And I'm going to slip the other lead through the grommet and put the grommet in place. You'll see that on the coil head there's a little notch that just makes the wire go right in place. I'm going to take the other one at the exact place it is because that's where it wants to naturally go. We're going to also bend it up. And we're going to pop our pin in. I'm probably all off cam on this and I apologize. I'm not rip tripper sober up in here too soon. Anyways, so yeah, you should have it looking something like that. One lead is coming out underneath the grommet, a little notch. The other one is coming over the grommet underneath the pin. Then we want to clip our leads. For this I use a fingernail clipper because it will get nice and close to the base. And we do want to get it as absolutely close as we humanly can. I'll sometimes go in 2 or 3 times and trim that up, being careful not to actually damage the grommet, however. Get rid of our leads. And you kind of want to feel around, make sure it's not pokey. If it is, kind of jam it up in there a little bit. When all is said and done, we should be able to remove that metal rod. And I'm sure you can't see that, but if I adjust the light a little bit, the coil is going straight down. Perfect position with the holes in the side. And we're going to just take some cotton. I use Japanese cotton. Some people take the inside out. Some people, to peel the ends off. I do not. I find it wicks better with them on there. Just, a little bit of cotton. Remember, less is more. Really twist up that one end, though. We really want to have a nice fine point on it. So, nice fine point. And we should be able to slide it gently through the coil. And as always, we want to make sure it's tight, but not too tight. And twist a little bit as we go through, just like you would on any other coil. And that should be right about good right there. Maybe we'll get it to go through just a little hair more. There we go. And so you should wind up with it kind of looking like that. Now what I do is take clippers and I'm going to trim pretty damn close to the edge. I am going to leave a little extra on, and I'll explain why in a second. Now we don't want to leave this out of the coil. What we want to do is we kind of want to fluff it up so it accepts juice very well. And then we would take our coil We're going to prime it. And then we're going to do pop some juice on the inside, on the coil on the outside of the cotton. Get it nice and wet. Tiny tweezers or a pick or something. We're actually going to start to push that cotton inside, and you want it inside the hole. We don't want it bunched up, but what we want it to do is to kind of create a little bit of wall of cotton right inside the hole. This one I might have left a little too much. We'll trim that up just a wee bit. We don't want it to jam anywhere. And we might want to check our coil, make sure it hasn't moved. This one is pretty damn good. Adjust as necessary. Now, I like to see just a wee bit of light coming through the hole. So if I look down at the top, through the coil head, see just a hair bit of light coming through. That just lets a little extra juice in. You've got enough cotton if you stuff it inside that it's not going to leak. And there you go. Rebuilt, ready to rock. Pop it in your coil head. Off she goes. Make sure there's no juice on the base like I just have over here, because it'll just make a mess. Wipe that off and pop her in. One tip when you're going into the base, if you feel any resistance when you're trying to screw it in, that means one of your leads is sticking out too much, and you want to go in and make sure that you tighten those up. Tidy those up a little bit, I guess. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, PM me or whatever. Cheers, y'all.